Hi, this is Mato. In this video I will show you a very beautiful chess game. This is the game between Lev Polugaevsky and Rashid Nezhmetdinov that was played in Sochi in 1958. This is actually the game from 28th Soviet Union Chess Championship that was played in Sochi in 1958. And where is Sochi? Sochi is the city in Russia situated on the Black Sea coast. And who is Rashid Nezhmetdinov? Rashid was renowned for his imaginative attacking style. This game against Polugaevsky is considered to be one of the best attacking games of the 20th century. Rashid also assisted Tal in preparation for the later 1960 World Chess Championship match against Mikhail Botvinnik. Rashid, are you ready for this one? Rashid won 5 Russian chess championships. Not a small thing, is it? Let's have a look at the game. Polugaevsky had white pieces and he started with d4. Nezhmetdinov played knight to f6, c4, d6, knight to c3, and e5. This is old Indian defense. White can capture pawn, and after pawns are exchanged, then queens can be exchanged. Let's have a look at this continuation. If pawn takes pawn, then queens are exchanged, so black lost his castling rights. But there is no huge advantage for white. Knight attacking pawn, this is one of the possible continuations. There are other ones. If a knight to g5, attacking pawn on f7, king to e8, and so on. For example, even if knight to d5, knight to a6. So there is no advantage for white in taking the pawn and exchanging queens. So Polugaevsky played e4, pawn takes pawn, queen takes on d4, knight to c6, gaining tempo by attacking queen, queen to d2, g6, b3, white wants to fianchetto, bishop to b2, bishop to g7, bishop to b2. Nezhmetdinov castled kingside, bishop to d3, knight to g4, knight from g to e2, and white is ready to castle kingside next move. But not after this move, because now castling is out of question. For the obvious reason, queen takes pawn on h2 checkmate. So instead of castling, knight to g3, knight from g to e5, attacking bishop. Polugaevsky castled kingside, f5. Taking pawn is possible. Then knight takes bishop, and after queen takes on d3, bishop takes on f5. This was another way to continue for Polugaevsky. Polugaevsky played f3, and now not pushing pawn yet, improving the position of the bishop. Bishop is attacking queen, queen to d1, and now f4, attacking knight. Knight from g to e2, g5, in style of King's Indian defense. Knight to d5, threat is knight takes pawn on c7. How should black defend the pawn? Well, Rashid ignored the threat. he played g4. And Polugaevsky didn't capture on c7. What would happen if knight takes on c7? We would have this continuation. g3, threat is queen takes pawn on h2, checkmate. h3, and now crushing attack. Bishop takes on h3, pawn takes bishop, queen takes pawn, threat is checkmate, and this would be devastating attack. And so on. So in the game, instead of taking pawn, g3 attacking queen, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn, queen to h3. Black queen is so close to white king, he must be sweating now. f4, attacking knight. Looks like a pretty good move. How should black continue? The obvious move here is knight to f3. This is the first move that comes to mind, attacking king, but it doesn't work. Let's have a look. If knight to f3, check. King to f2, check. White king is escaping. So Rashid played bishop to e6. It doesn't look like a good move at first, because knight takes on c7, forking rook and bishop. But instead, bishop to c2 was played. That's strange, isn't it? What is wrong? We would like to know what is wrong with taking that pawn. It looks like a good move. If knight takes on c7, this is what Rashid had in mind. Are you ready for this? Rook takes pawn on f4. Pawn takes rook. g3. Threat is checkmate. Knight takes pawn. Queen takes knight, check. King to h1. Check. King to g1. Bishop to h3 with the attack. Okay, so let's go back to our game. In this position, white didn't capture on c7. He played bishop to c2. Rook to f7, defending pawn on c7. King to f2. White king is escaping. Check. King to e3. Bishop takes knight. Pawn takes bishop. Knight to b4. Rook to h1. White was counting on this move. Queen is trapped. We have reached the most critical position of the game. It is black to move. How should black continue? If you wish, you can pause this video and you can try to find the best move for black in this position. Ready? What did you find? Did you save the queen? Queen can't be saved. In the game, Rashid captured pawn on f4, sacrificing the queen. Rook takes queen. Rook to f3, check. King to d4. Bishop to g7, threatening discovered attack on king. a4, preventing b5. c5, check. Pawn takes pawn en passant. Pawn takes pawn. Bishop to d3, so king can escape to c3, and maybe to d2, and maybe to c1. Knight takes bishop on d3. Knight from e takes bishop on d3. This is check. King to c4. d5, check. Pawn takes pawn. Pawn takes pawn, check. king to b5, rook to b8, check, king to a5. It is black to move and to checkmate in 2. Can you see checkmate in 2? Nezhmetdinov played knight to c6 and Polugaevsky resigned. If king to a6, there is more than one way to give checkmate, like rook to b6 or knight from d to b4. Checkmate. What a game. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now.